Hello and welcome to the first tutorial on Articulate Storyline 360. In this video, we are going to provide a quick overview of Articulate Storyline. We will look at the features and the way it is laid out. We will also review some of the key features that are required to build interactive e-learning courses. Before we get started, let me tell you what Articulate Storyline is. Well, Articulate Storyline is an e-learning authoring tool that allows you to build interactive online content, including quizzes, screen recording, and software simulation. Storyline output is mobile friendly, which makes the content accessible on mobile devices. The courses will be SCORM compatible, which means content can be integrated with any standard learning management system. This software is easy to learn due to its familiar interface. The look is very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, which means if you have already used PowerPoint, then you can easily get along with Storyline as well. Now, let's go ahead and get started. When you first open Storyline, you will see a screen like this. If you want to create a new project, you can click here. If you are creating a software simulation or you want to record a screencast, you can start here. Then of course you can import content from a PowerPoint file or from Articulate Studio project or from other Storyline projects. Alright, now let's go ahead and create a new project. You can also use the shortcut Ctrl+N to create a new project. When you first open a course, you will be inside a story view. And a story view is going to provide complete overview of your project. It shows the flow and the structure of the screens and allows you to manage the overall layout of the course. In Storyline, scenes are just a collection of slides. So this is scene 1. It really doesn't matter how you use the scenes. You can use them in a number of ways. And then inside the scene, I have a blank slide. Double click to open the slide. And this is the slide view. Here you can build and customize individual slides. Storyline gives the freedom to edit inside of the slide view. That means you can add whatever you want to on the screen and then move it around, resize it, scale it, and so on. Now when we look at the layout, we have our scene slide. Over here we have timeline, state panel, and the notes panel. There are three main components in Storyline: the states, slide layer, and the triggers. In short, to develop an interactive e-learning course, you should be familiar with these three components. Now, if we look at the options we have in the toolbar on the top, there is a home tab packed with text editing options. You can do a lot of things with them when we have text on the slide. Next, we go to insert. If you want to add pictures or any kind of media files to your slide, this is where you can do it. Here are some core groups. There is a slide group, the illustrations, media, and the text groups. And over here we have our interactive objects group. You can use them to insert buttons, sliders, and all the other interactive elements. Then we also have some pre-built markers to speed up the development process. Now let's go to the design tab. This section has few key components that you might want to use before you start a project. You can change the resolution of your project. To do so, click on story size and you can see that by default we have 720 by 540 dimensions. That is 4:3 aspect ratio. You can go for 16:9 aspect ratio, and of course you can change it to any size you want by using custom option. And then over here we have our design theme. The design theme consists of three main components. You have the look, the background, and then you have the color scheme. You can choose from a number of color scheme, and then you have the font themes as well. You can also add custom color scheme or font themes if you need to allow certain branding requirements, or you want a different color theme that works for your course. You can do it yourself by clicking here on create new theme color, and then you can do the same thing here with fonts. Next is slide transitions. You can set transitions to slide and also set transitions to layers as well. Next comes the animations. There are three main components to the animations. There is an entrance animation, which we can see right here, exit animation, and then we have motion path. Next is the view tab, which is in the slide masters. In this blank project, there are a number of layouts by default, and you can create as many layouts you want. You can also create multiple slide masters. When you import a PowerPoint file, it will import the slide masters as well. So you will see those in your slide master, to which you can apply theme colors, fonts and other elements which we covered above. And then of course there is all sorts of help available in the help tab. To preview or publish a course, you can simply hit on the preview button. Here we have three options to preview the course. If you are on a particular slide and you want to see the output of just that slide, you can click preview this slide. And if you want to see the slides from your current scene, you can click on preview this scene. And then obviously you can click on preview entire project if you want to see the complete course. To publish the course, there are some standard options like publish for web, which publishes the course without the SCORM wrapper. That means the user data will not be tracked. If the course has to be uploaded on an LMS, then go for LMS option, in which you can add title of the course, which will be displayed in the LMS. Similarly, you can add course description. Here you need to specify folder location on your local drive where you want the published output files to be saved. Under the properties section, you can see different types of publish settings. There are 4 choices to choose from, and by default it is set to HTML5 with Flash fallback. You can change this by simply dragging the slider to the format you want. I personally prefer setting it to HTML5 with Flash fallback, or use HTML5 only, as most of the latest browsers support HTML5. Next we have player settings. Here you can change the look of your course player. We'll discuss about the player properties in detail later in this course. And then we have quality settings. Here you can go for standard settings, which comes by default, but of course you can also adjust these settings. This is helpful in cases where you have a very huge project packed with lots of high quality images, audio, video files affecting the performance of the course. Then you can adjust these settings to improve the overall performance and reduce the loading time. Next we have publish option. Here we can choose which parts of the project that need to be in the final published output. After this we have tracking options. Here you can set how you want to track the learner's progress. You can either set it to track based on the slides the learner has visited, or based on the score achieved by the learner. The reason this option is grayed out is because we haven't yet included any quiz in our project. We will see how to include quiz and how to use them later in this course. Then under the output options, we have LMS types to choose. By default, it is set to SCORM 1.2, but you can change to other types like SCORM 2004, AICC or Tin Can based on what your LMS supports. When you click on Reporting and Tracking button, you can see some more settings which you can configure like course information, SCORM information and reporting settings. Congratulations! We have reached the end of the Introduction to Articulate Storyline section. We have covered all the basic concepts which will help you get along with this tool in no time. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos or visit us at www.swiftelearningservices.com.